Hello, everyone. Welcome and welcome back. Happy December. If anybody is celebrating any type of holiday, happy holidays to everyone. I myself celebrate Christmas and I've already gotten all of my Christmas shopping done. I am so happy that it's over. It's done. Now I just got to wrap all the presents and I'm waiting on one present left that's coming. It's also a double birthday month for two of my sisters, one at the beginning, one at the end. I got the present for the one that is at the beginning of the month. I'm not sure who's going to get the present for the one that's at the end of the month, but usually we kind of trade off who gets whose birthday present. So I did my part for this year. Somebody else is going to have to pick up the slack and get it for the other sister. We're going to go ahead and get started finalizing November. There's quite a few transactions that need to be corrected, mostly for the grocery transactions. A lot of them fell into the first half category and they should really be in the second half, but we'll get to those in a bit. For the capital one, nothing too out of the ordinary. There's the income, the interest, and then I got birthday money, which is fine and all. Didn't really necessarily ask for it. Oh, no, that's not true. I did ask for the $100 because my boyfriend asked what I wanted, and I said all I want is to watch the fan concert, the fan con that's coming out at the end of November. And he's like, well, how much is that? And I said it's gonna be about $100 because it's a Thai concert. So I just kind of went into Google and did the conversion. And he's like, okay, I'll send it to you. So he sent it to me. And honestly, I already had paid for it. So this extra 100 is going into either the timeout category or something in the fun area because I'm definitely going to spend it on something else for me, since that's what it's for. For quite a few years, whenever I would get money of any sort, extra money, not necessarily like the transfer that my sister does for the insurance, but just extra money from whatever, I would use it on needs. I would go grocery shopping with it. I would buy household stuff that we maybe needed at that time, stuff for my cat. I wouldn't necessarily use gift money to get myself anything. And then my boyfriend would be like, but why did you do that? And I said, because we needed this stuff. He's like, yeah, but we could have waited or we could have worked something else out. And I was like, I know, but it always felt really selfish of me to use what I had available on myself. So I would use it on other people. I have no problem buying random stuff for others that they want for like birthdays or anniversaries or whatever. But I had for a very long time, it felt really uncomfortable to buy myself things that I wanted. Like I had all of these things that I wanted, but I would never go for it. And this year, I definitely wanted to change all of that. I think I'm doing a pretty good job with that, honestly. Particularly towards the end of this year, I have spent quite a bit in entertainment, but it's been with the thought that I really didn't do much spending on myself, like quite a lot throughout the year. I still spent some stuff on myself, of course, but for stuff that I really, really, really like thought about and wanted, I hadn't necessarily done that as much. So coming into the end of the year and everything that I've spent for entertainment purposes, I'm actually very happy with it. Honestly, I can't necessarily scold myself for it. I feel really fulfilled. I feel really fulfilled in a way that I'm not left feeling like I've been selfish. I'm not left feeling like I could have done something different, something more productive with the money. I am doing productive things. I'm saving and I'm reaching my goal at the end of this month. I am paying down a bit more in the car. I've sent $3,000, or I will be sending a total of $3,000 this year with the last payment this month. As opposed to if I had stuck to paying the minimum, it would have been somewhere around $200 for the year. So I've sent like around 800 more, which is amazing. I've paid off all the other debt that I had at the beginning of this year, and I've been able to balance the budget enough where I can click the top category and kind of go through and or am able to fund all of my categories without running out. Sometimes I had too much left over, and then I'd be like, what do I do with this? So I've been able to really make goals at the beginning of this year that made sense with the income that I was getting and still left some aside where I was able to get things that bring me joy. It's, taking care of my responsibilities first and then taking care of my happiness and my joy, within that same vein. And honestly, though, I will have to say, like, it's not that I haven't spent on myself. Let me rephrase all of that because I have spent on myself. You've seen that I've spent on myself. Eating out is a big thing for me. I love eating out. I love finding new restaurants. I love being able to like eat different foods and things like that. So that's always like a really big joy for me. And I do have to control it a bit. I do have to corral it back a bit. I'm hoping that next year I've given myself a little bit more budget so that I'm not always like going over, or at least not as much as I've been thus far. But I have spent on Stray Kids. They released what, 3 albums this year, and I got a few versions of each album. I do collect those. I do love to have them. And soon, hopefully, I will be able to display them. I don't know if it'll be this year, probably sometime next year, but yeah, that'll happen at some point. All right, so for high yield, $8.73 with the interest. I'm just gonna put that on the rainy day fund. I don't want to use that for anything. And then Suncheck, there's not going to be anything right now. The transfer hasn't started yet. So venture. This is where I have a lot of these grocery runs that are in the wrong grocery category. So these are the ones that I'm going to go ahead and fix. That collectible, that is the gift that I'm waiting on. It actually goes into the Because I Like You category. And then Mint came out. The Amazon, that is more gifts. And then these grocery ones do need to get changed. This first one, I think this was wellness, actually. Yeah, this was the wellness one. I have been sick for 2 weeks at this point, pretty much. Or it'll be 2 weeks on the 4th of December. It'll be 2 full weeks. I have had such a horrible cough at the beginning, and it kind of translated into like a fever. And the weekend before Thanksgiving, I was just in bed, could not get up. I had chills. I was coughing so much that my ribs, my whole entire rib cage was just hurting so bad. Every time I coughed, it was so strong that like there was darkness on my peripheral vision. Not great, not great. But I mean, it would have me doubled over when I was getting up to like get like soup or something to eat. But at this point it's pretty much gone. The only thing that's left is just some coughing that still sounds pretty awful, but is just a cough that's just lasting for a bit longer. Hopefully it'll be gone soon because I don't particularly enjoy the raspiness on my voice. If you can hear it, if you can't, great. If you can, I'm so sorry. It does not sound the best to my ears. I have no idea what it sounds like to others. Hopefully not too grating on the senses. All right, for Sapphire. So the original honey baked ham order, I did cancel. And then I still ended up getting a few things, just not the turkey. It's just easier for me to get the turkey from them. I've done it quite a few years now, as opposed to making my own. I have done a turkey before. I do not enjoy cooking the turkey, so I'd rather just get it already done, and theirs tastes pretty good, so that's just what we do. But my sister did get a gift card from work, so we were able to get it with that instead. And then I just got a couple of side dishes, and I got my birthday cake. So my birthday's in November, and we usually just celebrate it in Thanksgiving because food and cake in one go is like the best thing. Like I said, I love to eat, so I just got the coffee cake, which I don't like regular cake too much. It's too much frosting. It's too sweet, but the coffee cake was just perfect. Except I couldn't enjoy it because I was so sick. I ate a little bit of food and I had like a sliver of the cake, and then I went to sleep because I could not stop coughing at the table. It was just incredibly exhausting. So yeah, this was where the original order was for honey baked ham. So I got the refund for it, and then I went ahead and just purchased the other stuff. Chewy, I did the order at the end of the month, but it didn't actually come out of the card until December. So I'm just going to switch that over. And I think that's it for Freedom. And I'm just going to go ahead and add this streaming right here. Yeah. Okay, so we went from, I think it was 6 overspends or 5 overspends at the beginning to just 2. That was all of those grocery things that were in the wrong category and just a couple of other things. So I did say I got all the presents in November. I was going to split it and get some in November and some in December, and that just did not happen because I was able to get a few things on sale in November. So I said, let's just go for it. I had extra money in the fun category that I can go ahead and move around of things that I'm not using. Like I'm not traveling anywhere at the end of this year, so I don't need like the money in the travel fund. As far as I feel with my hair at this moment, I'm not really going to get it done either this month. And I actually have a decent amount of skincare left over that I can go another 1 to 2 months maybe without repurchasing. But I'll definitely have to look into purchasing pretty soon a few things because I am running out. But overall, I had enough to be able to go ahead and just get everything purchased, especially because I panicked a little bit when one of the Amazon orders got refunded because the address was undeliverable. Like I live in a house. We have plenty of things that get delivered here. It's not like I live in an apartment where there might be difficulties or it's like a gated community in it or anything. So I don't know. I don't know why I got refunded. It just said undeliverable address. I don't know if that's like actually what it was or if it was something else. But I went ahead and got it from a different website, and hopefully it comes in time. It said it would. I paid for a little bit of expedited shipping just to make sure that I got it in time. And hopefully I don't have to worry too much about all of that. So for December, I am putting the 160 that I got for birthday money into timeout. I will say that that's already gone. It's gone. I might not have checked out of the cart, but it's going to happen, and it's going to be more than 160. And I'm not going to excuse it. It's just, it is what it is. For the car, I am going to go ahead and send 300 this month, and that will put me at the full 3,000 that I wanted to send over this year. Now, the 3,000 doesn't exclude interest. This is just 3,000 overall, not just like 3,000 to principal. It's overall. So I've sent 3,000. I am very happy with that. I have plans to pay it off within the first half of next year. And the faster I can, the better I'm going to feel. That does mean that the first few months, some categories are not going to be very standard with how much I'm putting in them, just because a lot of money is going to be going to the car. But it would make the rest of the year a little bit easier if I can just finish that off and not have to worry about it. So just going through some of these categories, the monthly fees, do half for that for right now. The vet insurance, $60. Just adding enough to cover the expense for the Chewy order. 30 for gas, the first half of groceries. Next year, groceries is going to be one category. I think I'm doing pretty well enough that I don't have to separate it by half or weeks or anything like that. So it's going to be one category, just half funding it for with each paycheck. The annual stuff, getting that filled in. And then funding half for fun. Let's see. I think for gifts, I'm going to put a little bit extra in here just in case. This is also going to cover maybe like Christmas food and things like that. If I decide to buy some things out instead of cook, we cook quite a bit. You know, one of my sisters did patelon, which is similar to lasagna, but it's with plantains. It's really good. Look it up. And then the other one did mac and cheese with a homemade cheese sauce. I made arroz con gandules, which came out so good, if I do say so myself. And what else did we make? My sister who made the mac and cheese, she also did mashed potatoes, which were divine. They were so good. She put a good amount of garlic and a good amount of butter on those. It was really, really wonderful. I think the only things that we didn't cook were the turkey and sweet potato. I like the sweet potato dish that they sell at Honey Baked Ham. It's got no marshmallows on it. I do not like marshmallows. Can't really get it from anywhere else. Everywhere else sells it with marshmallows. Okay. But yeah, so those 200 might be for just last minute gifts and or stuff that I might transfer over to like the 5-star Michelin if I get food for Christmas. So $526 left. I'm gonna fund half of the savings. I think that's a fairly decent amount for now, and then I'll fund the rest of it with the second paycheck, and then I'll transfer it over, and that will be the $4,000 for the year. It's gonna be so satisfying when that transfer goes through and I see the 4 and the 0 and the 0 and the 0. I'm so happy with like anticipation. I'm so excited. Okay. Fund a couple of these sinking funds here. Everything else, I'm gonna put 100 in total in household right now. Like I mentioned, my sister and I want to display some of the stuff that we collect. For me is the albums and the series box sets. For her is like mech stuff, Gundam stuff. Not really 100% sure. So I am planning on getting shelves. So the 100 is going to cover the first portion of shelves for her. And then I'll save a little bit more and I'll be able to get shelves for myself in like a month or two, maybe around there. So she's going to be sort of the guinea pig for it because we then have to figure out, you know, putting them on, installing them and things like that. And by we, I mean my other sister, our other sister, the middle sister, because she is very, very handy. She's got her own like tool bag and everything. So, and she loves that stuff. So better let her do it. She's really looking forward to it. And then she can get some practice and then she'll be able to do mine probably quicker at that time. So that's what's going to happen there. The shelves that I was looking at were on sale for Black Friday, Cyber Monday thing, but I'm not really in like a big hurry, and it's not like the sale was like that much less, especially with the size that we were looking at. Like obviously the smaller size, the sale was a little bit better, but the smaller size is too small for the amount of things that we want to display. So like the middle size that they sell looked more promising. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. And then I have 6143 left. I think. So I did mention that the 160 that I have in timeout isn't going to be enough for what I'm purchasing. And it really isn't. It's about half. It's about half. So, funny story, the FanCon happened. I'm so happy that I got both days. I was kind of debating whether to get one or two, and I got both because from past fan cons from other artists that I've seen, they're usually a little bit tame on day one and then they go all out on day two. So they always kind of change things up and mix things around. So I was like, I would like to see both days because I know that there's going to be differences. And boy, were there differences. Um, it was amazing. I had such a fun time on both days. I will say the only thing that I was a little bit disappointed on with day one, which was Saturday, was that I guess they have directional mics in the live stream filming that only capture what's happening on stage, which is great. You could hear the artists a lot better, but then whenever they finished like a section, you couldn't really hear the audience. So at some points it was so quiet after they finished that I was like, are people not liking it? You know? I know that they did because since then I've seen a lot of like shorts on YouTube and Instagram stories and things of people posting, and the crowd was going wild. You just couldn't really hear it. The second day was better because I guess maybe they got some feedback, the sound technicians or something, because you were able to hear the audience more. During the performances, they were a little bit muted. And then afterwards, when people were cheering and clapping, then you could hear them a little bit more. So that was incredible. Both entertainers, both actors that this fan con was for, did wonderfully. One of them, he's mentioned before, singing and particularly dancing are not his strong suit, but you could tell that he practiced and really focused on giving his all, and he did wonderfully. And then the other one, he loves singing and he definitely got more fluid in his dancing as well. They both gave us cute, they both gave us soft, they both gave us sexiness. I didn't expect the sexiness. All of that being said, this 6143 is definitely going to go into the timeout, and I'll probably put a little bit more in there with the next paycheck, because what this did was create sort of an demand for some of their older series, which their second series, which was I think 2 years ago at this point, I never got the box set for it, and I regretted it ever since. And it's been sold out ever since. Like, I have not seen it come back until now. So I bought it, which is what puts it at a much higher than the 160. I was only going to spend 160, and then I saw that the box set was available, so I put it in the cart, and it's ready to check out. And I have to check out before it goes out of stock again. I'm not missing on this, you guys. I really am truly not. Their first series, unfortunately, never got a release. It's very sad. I love all of their series. They're slated for a fourth series next year with a new director who's done really amazing things and is known to really push his actors as much as they're comfortable with, but he wants a little more out of his actors, and I think he's done really well with what he's done so far. So I am definitely looking forward to that fourth series. But if I had to pick a all-time favorite from the three that are out, I love the latest one. I love the second one. My heart is just so far gone on their first series. And it's like it's their first series together with a pretty big cast. And it's like their first time being main leads. So, they're a little bit green. They're not as honed in as they are at this point. But the storyline and the way that they just are able to act with each other when they're practically strangers at this point in their careers. They've literally just met not that long before the first one. And they've had to really quickly get into this mindset of we're kind of in this together. So I wish it would get a release, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. All right. But that is pretty much the entire paycheck already kind of assigned out. I am really looking forward to Christmas. I'm looking forward to the end of the year and starting the new year. We're definitely going to have a new budget next year. There's going to be a few changes with the way that it's categorized and where the categories are going to go. So I'm definitely going to make a fresh start, probably sometime before the first January paycheck comes in. So somewhere in between Christmas and New Year's, I'll try to put in a quick video just to get that going. Or actually, never mind. It probably won't be a quick video because it will be a fresh start. So I'll have to put in all the new categories and titles and things like that. But yeah, I think in the next one, I'll probably kind of go over the annual plan. I was going to go over it in this one, but there's still a few tweaks that I want to make to it. I want to kind of review it and just make sure that I'm good with what I have it set as. And then I'll go ahead and share it in the next one. And we'll kind of, I guess, talk through it a little bit. There's not a huge amount of like things that are different with it. I've tried to consolidate some categories into each other, particularly those that I don't necessarily need to have so individualized. But I also like added a few other categories. For example, just real quickly, I've been using the timeout category as an entertainment category, and it's ballooned the amount that I'm actually spending on that particular section because that's supposed to be for like smaller hobbies. That's why I have like a Stray Kids category. Honestly, for the entertainment stuff, I probably should have been using the Stray Kids category now that I think about it. But next year, I'll have a dedicated entertainment category that will be Stray Kids and anything else entertainment. And the timeout category will be, once again, just for like hobbies, like my crochet stuff, if I want to get some nail polish here and there, amongst other things. But yeah, I think that is all I have for today. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope everyone has a wonderful day.